It's 2022. We've just come out of a global anxiety-creating event that has been COVID. And then bang, a new anxiety-creating event occurs with the invasion of Ukraine. So as leaders in 2022, what should we be concentrating on to make sure we can be the leaders that the time requires of us? Here are my top 5 must-have leadership skills in 2022. Number 1, create and communicate an inspiring vision. Here's the problem. There's a lot of uncertainty in the world. We don't counter uncertainty with certainty because certainty doesn't exist. We don't know what's going to happen in 5 minutes, in 10 minutes, in 2 days. What do? We bring clarity to compensate uncertainty. By clarity, I mean a vision, an inspiring vision that brings a high-level destination of where you are going with your team, your company, or the people you lead. It can be a simple vision such as to be the most productive, happiest team in the business, to be the go-to team in this particular field. Something which is short, sharp, which people remember, and then communicating it. Every single member of your team should be able to communicate the vision of your team and of your company. Key skill number 2 is connecting energetically to people. What do I mean by that? When we connect energetically, we put all of our body, all of our energy, all of our spirit as if connecting to the other person and helping them connect to us. It makes a massive difference. Now, here's how you do it. Imagine you're on the surface of the ocean and you're hearing the text of what someone is saying to you, right? These are the words that they're communicating. You go to minus 25 meters, you start listening and hearing the subtext of what the person is saying. So they're saying something on the surface, but you're hearing a second narrative, which is the subtext of what they're really saying. That's when you know you're starting to connect energetically. And then at minus 50 meters, if you go even deeper, you are hearing what they're not saying. And you're tapping into what you're feeling about the situation and what they're saying in terms of the text and subtext. And as we go deeper to minus 50, we go to a place called deep calm, where you're interacting with someone. You're on the surface where you're hearing their words. You're at minus 25 meters where you're hearing the subtext of what they're saying. And you're at minus 50 meters where you're hearing what they're not saying and what you're feeling. That gives you a massive competitive advantage over other people that stay at the surface and have surface to surface conversations. Connect energetically using all of your DNA and the pores in your body, and you'll have much more powerful conversations and build stronger relationships. Must-have skill number 3, adopting a growth mindset. We've had 2 years of massive change in the way we live, the way we travel, the way we do everything basically. Growth mindset is the mindset where your way of thinking is based on learning, improvement, and growth. Everything's a learning opportunity. That's number 1. And the second part of growth mindset is comparing yourself to yourself. A lot of us compare ourselves to others, and that's just a no-win process because you can't compare an apple to a banana, to an avocado, to a kiwi. I mean, we've all had different backgrounds. We have different stories. Compare yourself to you yesterday. Have you improved? And in 6 months' time, will you have evolved compared to who you are and what you're doing now? That's growth mindset. That's comparing an apple with an apple. So how to do growth mindset? Ask yourself, what have I learned today? What process, what bit of information have I learned today to be conscious that you are in a learning? And even second question, what have I helped someone else learn today? That is tapping into growth mindset. Must-have leadership number 4, practicing synchronicity. Let me explain. There's a synchronicity in nature which probably we haven't quite understood yet, but it's characterized by 2 forces. When you know something or know where you want to go, 2 forces kick in. One is a force that helps you. You meet people, randomly it seems, but actually who are there to help you on your journey. Things happen, circumstances, and you're going, wow, is someone kind of following me? How come I am being helped towards this destination that I've clearly identified? Conversely, We're also tested in our resolve. When we have clarity of where we want to go, suddenly the universe also goes, right, well, Jonathan, you say you know where you want to go, but do you really want to go there? And you get off-ramps presented to you. You might get a pay rise. If you want to leave your job, there's an energy created and they feel it, and you get a pay rise or something like that. So there's two energies, one which is helping you, one which is hindering you. Practicing synchronicity is being aware of this dual energy flow and identifying things going, right, is this helping me towards my destination or is it taking me away from where I want to go? Last but not least, number 5, personal branding. We're not communicating in terms of what value do I bring the world. Okay, for a lawyer, for instance, I could say I'm a lawyer, or I could say I help people solve their biggest problems relating to their assets and their businesses. So I help them sleep peacefully. All right. Oh, how do you do that? Oh, as a lawyer. Okay, right. But you've planted an image in my mind that you help people remove problems from their lives. Yes, that's what a lawyer does. Okay, a coach. I could say I'm a coach. Or I could say I help people find their natural alignment so that they can perform at their high energy, authentic, high performing self on a regular basis. Wow, that's interesting. And then say, I do that as a coach. So instead of saying your title first, tell us what value you bring to the world. All right. And here's a structure. I do XYZ for these people, leading to that result. If you're able to say that, you're able to give in one sentence the true value of what you do rather than giving a title. So 5 key must-have leadership skills for 2022. Number 1, creating and communicating a vision. Very important to have that clarity. We need clarity today. Number 2, connecting energetically to people. This will strengthen your relationships and just take your conversations and exchanges to a whole new level. Number 3, adopting a growth mindset, creating this agility in you, which just allows you to adapt to change, and change has accelerated in the last couple of years. Number 4, practicing synchronicity. Get into the flow of these coincidences, which are not coincidences. Are things helping me or are they hindering me? And finally, branding. Learn to communicate the value you bring to the world rather than the title. If you want any more information on any of these 5 must-have 2022 leadership skills, get in touch. Happy to have a conversation with you. Go 2022. Hoping it's a good one for you. Take care.